Space, the final frontier. For centuries, humanity has looked up at the stars and wondered what lies beyond our world. The vast expanse of the universe has always been a source of fascination and mystery. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise, a symbol of our quest for knowledge and exploration, pushing the boundaries of what we know and venturing into the unknown. Its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. This mission echoes the spirit of exploration that has driven humanity for millennia. But what about the frontiers of the past? Long before the age of space exploration, there were other frontiers, equally mysterious and challenging. These were the uncharted territories of our own planet. What about the explorers who braved icy seas and uncharted territories right here on Earth long before spaceships? These intrepid adventurers set sail into the unknown, driven by the same curiosity and desire for discovery. I'm talking about the Vikings. The Vikings, often depicted as ruthless marauders, their story is far more complex and fascinating than the popular image suggests. Just hearing the name conjures up images of fierce warriors, horned helmets, and bloody raids. These images have been ingrained in our collective consciousness through centuries of storytelling and myth-making. But there's another side to their story, a side often lost in the mists of time. The Vikings as traders, explorers, and yes, even diplomats. They were not just warriors. They were also skilled navigators and shrewd merchants. First, let's address the elephant in the room, or rather the horns on the helmet. The iconic horned helmet is one of the most enduring myths about the Vikings. Contrary to popular belief, Vikings didn't wear horned helmets. This image was popularized in the 19th century, a time when Romanticism was in full swing, and historical accuracy often took a back seat to dramatic flair. Those were a product of 19th century Romanticism, a bit like Hollywood adding special effects. The real Vikings were far more practical in their approach to warfare and daily life. The real Vikings were practical. They wore simple helmets, if any, because when you're sailing rough seas or engaged in hand-to-hand combat, the last thing you want is to get your helmet caught on something. Practicality was key to their survival and success. They wore simple helmets, if any, because when you're sailing rough seas or engaged in hand-to-hand combat, the last thing you want is to get your helmet caught on something. This practicality extended to all aspects of their lives, from their clothing to their tools. And here's another misconception. Viking wasn't an ethnicity, it was an occupation. The term Viking actually referred to the act of going on expeditions, usually by sea, and not to a specific group of people. The people we call Vikings were Norse from Scandinavia, and Viking referred to the act of going on expeditions, usually by sea. These expeditions could be for trade, exploration, or raiding, depending on the circumstances. So, while some Norsemen were indeed fearsome raiders, many were also skilled navigators, traders, and craftsmen. They established trade routes that spanned continents, connecting distant cultures and exchanging goods, ideas, and technologies. The legacy of the Vikings is a testament to their versatility and adaptability, qualities that allowed them to thrive in a harsh and unpredictable world. The Vikings were driven by a thirst for wealth and new experiences. They were not just fierce warriors, but also shrewd traders and explorers. Their desire to acquire riches and exotic goods took them far beyond their Scandinavian homelands. They were master shipbuilders, creating vessels that were marvels of engineering for their time. These ships were not only robust, but also incredibly versatile, allowing the Vikings to traverse both the open seas and narrow rivers with ease. Their longships were sleek and swift, capable of navigating rivers and open seas. These ships could carry warriors to battle, but they were equally adept at transporting goods for trade. These vessels weren't just instruments of war, they were also floating marketplaces. The Vikings would load them with goods and sail to distant lands, ready to trade with anyone they encountered. Imagine a vast network of trade routes stretching from the icy fjords of Scandinavia to the far reaches of Europe and beyond. These routes were the lifelines of Viking commerce, connecting them to a world of opportunities. They reached the bustling markets of Constantinople, where they traded with the Byzantines, acquiring luxurious goods and rare items that were highly prized back home. and the exotic bazaars of Baghdad, where they encountered traders from the Islamic world, exchanging their northern goods for spices, silks, and other treasures from the east. That's the world the Vikings navigated. They were not isolated marauders, but active participants in a global network of trade and cultural exchange. They traded in everything from timber and furs from their homelands to silks, spices, and silver acquired on their far-flung voyages. Their ability to adapt and thrive in different environments made them exceptional traders. Timber and furs were abundant in their native lands, and these were highly sought after in other parts of the world. The Vikings knew how to leverage their natural resources to gain valuable goods in return. Think of them as the Amazon Prime of their time, connecting diverse cultures through trade and exchange. They brought back silks, spices, and silver, enriching their own culture with the wealth and knowledge of distant lands. They were adept at bartering and negotiating, often striking deals that were beneficial for both parties. Their reputation as fair and reliable traders spread far and wide. Their entrepreneurial spirit was as sharp as their swords. The Vikings were not just conquerors, they were also innovators, always looking for new opportunities to expand their horizons and enrich their lives. Viking society wasn't just about bearded men wielding axes. Women played a crucial role. While their men were away on voyages, Viking women kept the home fires burning, literally and figuratively. They managed farms, livestock, and households. They were weavers, craftswomen, and entrepreneurs, trading goods and managing finances. They even had legal rights and a degree of independence uncommon for women in other societies at the time. Imagine the strength and resilience these women possessed. They faced harsh winters, raised families, and held their own in a society that valued strength and resourcefulness. The Vikings' success wasn't just due to the men who raided and traded, it was also due to the women who kept their world turning. History, as we know, is written by the victors. In the case of the Vikings, their story was often told by those who saw them as enemies, the monks and chroniclers of Christian Europe. These accounts painted a picture of savage barbarians descending upon civilized lands, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. While there's no denying that Vikings could be ruthless warriors, these accounts often exaggerated their savagery and overlooked their complexities. Imagine being judged solely on the basis of your worst actions, with your achievements and positive contributions ignored. That's what happened to the Vikings. Their reputation as bloodthirsty barbarians overshadowed their skills as explorers, traders, and even settlers. The Vikings were far more than just raiders. While popular culture often portrays them as fierce warriors and ruthless invaders, this is only a fraction of their story. The Vikings were a complex and multifaceted people whose influence extended far beyond their fearsome reputation. They were explorers, pushing the boundaries of the known world. From the icy fjords of Scandinavia to the distant shores of North America, they navigated treacherous waters and charted unknown territories. Their voyages were feats of incredible bravery and skill, driven by a relentless curiosity and a desire to discover what lay beyond the horizon. They were traders, connecting distant cultures through commerce. Viking merchants traveled vast distances, establishing trade routes that linked the east and west. They exchanged goods such as furs, amber, and spices, fostering economic and cultural exchanges that enriched both their own society and those they traded with. They were settlers, establishing communities in new lands. From Greenland to the British Isles, they founded settlements that would grow into thriving towns and cities. These communities were not just places of residence, but centers of culture and innovation, where Viking traditions blended with local customs to create unique and enduring legacies. Their legacy is etched in the DNA of nations, in the place names of coastal Europe, in the sagas and stories that continue to captivate us today. Modern genetic studies reveal the lasting impact of Viking migrations, while ancient manuscripts and oral traditions preserve their tales of heroism, adventure, and everyday life. They remind us that human history is rarely black and white, but rather a tapestry of complexities, contradictions, and unexpected connections. The Vikings were both warriors and farmers, raiders and traders, conquerors and settlers. Their story is a testament to the multifaceted nature of human societies. The Vikings challenge us to look beyond stereotypes and easy labels. They were not just the marauding invaders of legend, but also skilled navigators, shrewd traders, and innovative settlers. Their history encourages us to appreciate the full spectrum of their contributions and to recognize the complexity of their legacy. They remind us that exploration and discovery often involve risks, conflicts, and even violence. The Vikings' journeys were fraught with danger, from the perilous seas they crossed to the battles they fought. Yet their willingness to face these challenges head-on speaks to their resilience and determination, but they also demonstrate the power of human ingenuity, adaptability, and the enduring spirit of adventure. Their advanced shipbuilding techniques allowed them to traverse vast oceans, while their adaptability enabled them to thrive in diverse environments. The Viking spirit of exploration continues to inspire modern adventurers and innovators. They weren't perfect, but then again, who is? The Vikings had their flaws and made their share of mistakes. Yet, their story is a reminder that greatness often comes with imperfections. Their achievements and failures alike offer valuable lessons for us today. They were products of their time, shaped by their environment and driven by the same desires and ambitions that drive humanity today. The harsh landscapes of Scandinavia forged their resilience, while their quest for new opportunities mirrored the timeless human pursuit of growth and discovery. The Vikings' enduring legacy is a testament to the enduring spirit of exploration and the unyielding human drive to push beyond the known.